Kids. It's late in the summer. The day is nearly over. The sun hangs low in the sky. Listen, the crickets are loudly chirping. You can hear crickets chirping almost everywhere, in parks and woods, in fields and on lawns, along country roads, even inside your house. It is the male crickets you hear. They usually stay in one spot and call the females to them. Most of the females cannot make sounds. A male cricket does not chirp with his voice. He makes a chirping sound with his front wings. Each wing has a sharp edge called the scraper. The wing also has a long bumpy vein called a file. The cricket lifts out his front wings and rubs the scraper of one wing against the file of the other wing. Chirp! Back and forth he rubs his two front wings. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Would you like to chirp like a male cricket? Get a piece of stiff paper and a nail file. Rub the file against the edge of the paper. The sound is almost the same as the cricket's chirp. The ears of a cricket are not where you expect them to be. They are under the knees of the cricket's front legs. Each ear is a tiny hole with a tight tissue-thin cover. Crickets hear chirping sounds through these tiny holes. This is what happens. The chirps make the air move or vibrate. The vibrating air forms sound waves. The sound waves spread out to all sides. When they bump into the cricket's ears, the cricket hears the sound. A female cricket hears the male's chirps. She jumps toward the sound. Closer and closer she gets. Soon she is alongside the chirping male cricket, and they mate. Inside the female, tiny eggs start to grow. When the eggs are ready, she uses a long, pointed tube at her back end to make tiny holes in the ground. Then she lays her eggs inside the holes. The holes look like tiny yellow bananas. The eggs look like tiny yellow bananas. In the spring, the eggs hatch into nips. A nip is lighter in color than an adult cricket. It doesn't have any wings. Soon the nip gets too big for its hard outer covering. It wiggles out of its old skin and grows a new outside cover. This is called molting. The nymphs molt again and again. Some nymphs molt as many as 12 times, depending on the amount of food available and the weather conditions. After the last molt, they are adult crickets. Most adult crickets have two pairs of wings, front wings and back wings. Usually, the wings lie flat over each other. The back wings are bigger than the front ones. Some crickets use this for flying. The front wings in males are used to chirp. Like all insects, crickets have three pairs of legs. The two front pairs are small, but the back legs are big and strong. The cricket uses them when it jumps or flies away. Some crickets can leap as far as 2 feet. That's about as far as you can hop. Crickets have two big eyes. Each eye is made out of many tiny eyes. They let the cricket see in many different directions at the same time. But the cricket's vision still isn't very good. In In fact, crickets rely more on their ears to protect them from danger. Few enemies can sneak up on a cricket. You know that if you ever try to catch one. The cricket's mouth is at the front of its head. It has no teeth, but its strong jaws are able to cut up the leaves and small insects it eats. Two long, thin feelers on its head also help the cricket. These feelers are called antennae. Some antennae are longer than the cricket's whole body. Antennae help crickets find food and alert them to danger. Thousands of different kinds of crickets live around the world. Field crickets are the most common. They are about 1 inch long and are dark brown or black in color. Field crickets mostly live in tiny tunnels in the ground. Male field crickets sit in the tunnel entrances all day and chirp loudly at night. At the same time, they are watching out for danger. If an enemy shows up, the male field cricket gives a loud piping chirp. Into the tunnel he pops. You can find ground crickets in the United States and Europe. They are brown or black like field crickets, but they are only about half the size. Ground crickets settle in damp places such as grassy riverbanks. Their song sounds like the tickling of bells. Many ground crickets hide during the daylight hours, but at night they are active, eating, fighting, and mating. Tree crickets are the same size as field crickets, but they are pale green or white in color. Their very long antennae reach back to the tips of their rear legs. Male tree crickets do not usually chirp alone. Instead, they chirp in groups. A typical chorus of tree crickets may have hundreds of males. Their high-pitched song sounds like treat, treat, treat. Tree crickets hide in trees, bushes, and tall grass. Here they found the smaller insects that they like to eat. House crickets are best known in Europe. They would rather live indoors, especially in warm places. Their favorite spots are near a stove, fireplace, or heater. These light brown or yellow crickets endlessly repeat their high trilling sound. Many people believe that house crickets bring good luck. Having crickets in your house, they say, means that nice things will happen to you. The sky is very dark now. The loud chirping of the crickets fill the air. It is the nighttime sound of late summer.